How to make people fear losing you. Machiavelli's darkest strategy. Why are you here? You're here because you're tired of being the backup plan. You've been the reliable guy, the one who always says yes, the one who fixes everyone's problems while your own world falls apart. They told you kindness would make you valuable. They lied. Look around you. The good guys finish last because they play by rules that don't exist. While you're being honest, others are being strategic. While you're being loyal, they're calculating their next move. You've been playing checkers in a chess game, and now you're wondering why you keep losing. Machiavelli understood something you're just learning. The world doesn't reward goodness. It rewards necessity. Your goal isn't to be liked anymore. Dogs are liked. Cats are tolerated. Lions are feared and respected. You think your value comes from what you give. Wrong. Your value comes from what people fear they'll lose when you're gone. Right now, they don't fear losing you because you've made yourself too available, too predictable, too safe. The brutal truth? You've been training people to disrespect you. Every time you apologized first, every time you accepted less than you deserved, every time you stayed when you should have walked away, you taught them that your boundaries are suggestions, not laws. But that ends today. We're not here to make you cruel. We're here to make you dangerous in the way that matters most. Dangerous to lose. Dangerous to ignore. Dangerous to replace. Machiavelli said it best. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Love fades. Fear calculates. Love changes with mood. Fear counts the cost. You're about to become the one variable they can't afford to lose. In your relationships, your career, every room you enter, you'll architect a reality where your absence would be their nightmare, not through threats, but through value so rare they'll spend sleepless nights terrified of the day you realize you don't need them. Chapter 2. The indispensable man is a myth. He is built. You believe hard work makes you irreplaceable. You believe loyalty earns respect. You believe if you just give enough, they'll finally see your worth. This is the thinking that keeps you replaceable. Companies fire loyal employees for budget cuts. Partners leave devoted lovers for someone new. Friends forget reliable people the moment someone more exciting appears. Why? Because you made yourself a utility, not an asset. Utilities are used until they break, then replaced. Assets are protected, maintained, appreciated in value. The difference isn't in what you do, it's in how you position what you do. The reliable guy gets overlooked because he's predictable. He's emotional electricity, only noticed when the power goes out. And when it does, they just call someone else to fix it. You've been the free service everyone takes for granted. Here's what Machiavelli knew that you're learning too late. Indispensability isn't earned through sweat. It's manufactured through strategy. You don't work harder, you work smarter. You don't give more, you give selectively. Stop being the solution to everyone's problems. Start being the problem they can't solve without you. There's a difference between being helpful and being essential. Helpful people get used. Essential people get protected. Your presence has been abundant, so it became worthless. Economics 101. Anything unlimited has no value. You answered every call, showed up to every event, fixed every crisis. You flooded the market with yourself. Time to create scarcity. Not by being difficult, but by being valuable in ways that can't be replicated. Your advice isn't just opinion anymore, it's expertise. Your time isn't just hours, it's investment. Your attention isn't just kindness, it's privilege. The shift happens in your mind first. Stop seeing yourself as lucky to be included. Start knowing others are lucky to include you. This isn't arrogance, it's accuracy. You just haven't been keeping score correctly. Chapter 3. The Prince's Mindset. The power of absolute indifference. The war for respect is won between your ears before it's fought in the world. Until you stop needing their approval, you'll never command their fear. Machiavelli understood that the man who needs nothing controls everything. Your need for validation is blood in the water. They smell it instantly. Every time you seek confirmation, every time you over-explain, every time you chase their attention, you're showing them the strings that control you. And once they see the strings, they'll pull them. Indifference isn't cruelty, it's clarity. It's the calm understanding that your world doesn't collapse if they withdraw their approval. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you're the prize, not the participant begging for one. When you need their validation, you give them power over your emotions. When someone can control your mood with a text message or a look, you've handed them the remote control to your life. Take it back. Emotional reactions are information leaks. When you get angry, they learn you care too much. When you get jealous, they learn you feel threatened. When you get desperate, they learn you're afraid of losing them. Every emotional outburst is intelligence they'll use against you later. The man who stays calm when others lose their minds becomes the gravitational center of the room. Not because he doesn't feel, but because he chooses when and how to show what he feels. His emotions become precision tools, not wild weather. Start projecting the energy of a man on a mission. Not a mission to impress them, but a mission so compelling that whether they join or leave is irrelevant to your progress. You're the main character in your own story. They're either supporting actors or background noise. This shift terrifies people because it makes them irrelevant to your happiness. They realize they can't control you through emotional manipulation anymore. They can't threaten to withdraw love because you're not dependent on their supply. When people sense you don't need them, they start working to become necessary to you. The hunter becomes the hunted. The one who used to chase becomes the one being chased. Chapter 4. The Art of Strategic Withdrawal. Everything abundant becomes worthless. Your time, your attention, your help. You've been giving it away like free samples at a grocery store. Strategic withdrawal is how you turn abundance into scarcity, availability into privilege. This isn't playing games. This is understanding basic economics and applying it to human dynamics. When you're always available, your availability has no value. When you're selectively available, your time becomes currency. Stop answering immediately. Let calls ring. Leave messages on read for hours. Your response time should be unpredictable, not instant. This creates anticipation where there used to be expectation. They stop assuming and start hoping. Decline invitations without long explanations. "I can't make it" is a complete sentence. Your presence at events should feel like a gift, not a guarantee. When you show up, it means something. When you don't, they notice. Stop being the automatic problem solver. When someone brings you their crisis, ask what they've tried first. Make them invest effort before they get access to your solutions. You're a consultant now, not free tech support. The goal isn't to be cruel. It's to create a preview of life without you. When you pull back, they feel the void you usually fill, the silence where your validation used to be, the difficulty of problems you used to solve, the absence of the energy you used to provide. This void is where the fear of losing you is born, not in threats or arguments, but in the cold preview of what their world looks like when you're not in it. They get a taste of your absence and realize how much space you actually occupied. They'll call it playing games. Let them. What they're really saying is that they preferred when the game was rigged in their favor, when they could take without giving, use without appreciating, disrespect without consequence. Your withdrawal isn't punishment. It's education. You're teaching them the true value of what they've been taking for granted. And once they learn that lesson, they'll never forget it. Chapter 5. The Arsenal of Ambiguity. Keep them guessing. Humans need patterns to feel secure. Predictability gives them the illusion of control. The moment you become predictable, you become controllable. Ambiguity is your weapon against their need to categorize and control you. When they can't figure you out, they invest mental energy trying to solve the puzzle. This investment creates attachment. They become obsessed with understanding you because you've become the one mystery they can't solve. Break your routines deliberately. If you always call Tuesday, skip a Tuesday. If you usually agree to certain plans, suggest something completely different, or suggest nothing at all. Shatter the patterns they've built around you. Be selectively mysterious about your life. Don't volunteer all information. When asked what you did over the weekend, I got into some interesting situations, with a slight smile, is infinitely more powerful than a detailed report. Let their imagination work for you. Your emotional temperature should vary like weather. Moments of warmth and focus, followed by periods of cool detachment. This contrast makes the warm moments feel like rewards they earned, and the cool moments feel like losses they need to recover from. Never be completely hot or completely cold. Be climate. Be seasons. Be the kind of complexity that requires ongoing study. They can't master you because you keep changing the rules they think they've learned. The goal is controlled confusion. They should never feel completely certain about where they stand with you. Certainty breeds complacency. Uncertainty keeps you at the front of their mind because they can't afford to mess up. They'll analyze every word, overinterpret every silence, read meaning into every gesture. This mental energy they're spending on you is psychological investment. And the more they invest, the less they can afford to lose you. When someone is constantly trying to figure you out, you've already won. You've become the question they can't stop asking, the puzzle they can't stop trying to solve. Chapter 6. Forge your own kingdom. The power of a world they can't access. All strategy is worthless if you're a king with no kingdom. The fear of losing you is directly related to the value of what's being lost. Your life must be so compelling that your presence becomes an obvious upgrade to anyone's world. Build 3 foundations: financial independence, physical strength, and personal mission. These aren't just goals, they're the pillars that hold up your entire power structure. Money buys the ultimate power, the power to walk away. When you're financially dependent, you're emotionally trapped. When you can pay your own bills, fund your own dreams, and handle your own emergencies, you become untouchable. Your decisions come from choice, not desperation. Your body is your first impression and your lasting statement. Physical strength commands respect before you even speak. It's visible proof of discipline, willpower, and capability. This isn't vanity, it's visual authority. But the most important foundation is your mission. You need a purpose that transcends any single person or relationship. A passion, a business, a skill you're mastering. This mission becomes your true north, your source of indifference to their approval. When you have a mission, people become either assets or obstacles to that mission. They're not the mission itself. This perspective shift changes everything. Suddenly, you're not chasing relationships. You're building a team for your vision. People want to be part of something bigger than themselves. When they see you're going somewhere meaningful, they want to come along. They stop seeing you as someone who needs them and start seeing you as someone they need to be around. Your kingdom isn't just about what you have, it's about what you're building. The energy of a man constructing something valuable is magnetic. It suggests abundance, growth, and future success. When you've built your kingdom, the entire dynamic flips. You stop being the one who's lucky to be chosen. You become the one doing the choosing. Your time becomes the prize they're competing for. Chapter 7. The Calculated Strike, Inflicting the Pain of Absence. Theory without application is worthless. There will come a moment when someone crosses the line, disrespects your boundaries, or treats you as an option. This is when you execute the calculated strike. Total, complete withdrawal. This isn't about anger or revenge. It's about education. You're teaching them the actual cost of disrespecting you, not through words or threats, but through the devastating experience of your complete absence. The strike is triggered by significant disrespect, not minor annoyances, but clear demonstrations that they see you as expendable. A betrayal of trust, a pattern of taking you for granted, or treating you as a backup plan. When the moment comes, you vanish completely. No angry speeches, no dramatic exits, no final words. You simply stop existing in their world, block them everywhere. Don't answer unknown numbers. Become a ghost. This absolute silence is more terrifying than any angry confrontation. Arguments can be won or lost. Silence can only be endured. It leaves them alone with their thoughts, their guilt, and the deafening echo of your absence. The duration isn't predetermined. The strike lasts until they break, until they reach out with genuine desperation to restore contact. This could be days or weeks. Your job is to hold the line, knowing that on the other side is a fundamental shift in power. During your absence, something psychological happens to them. They romanticize your presence. They remember only the good things. They obsess over what they did wrong. You become bigger in your absence than you ever were in your presence. When they finally break and reach out, they're not the same person who disrespected you. They're someone who has experienced the pain of losing you and will do anything to avoid feeling it again. The lesson is burned into their nervous system. This isn't cruelty. It's consequences. You're showing them what their disrespect actually costs. And once they've paid that price, they'll think twice before risking it again. Chapter 8. The Spectre of Replacement. The Power of Options. The only thing worse than losing you is being replaced by someone better. Your power multiplies when they understand you have other options. Not because you threaten them with replacement, but because your life naturally includes other valuable people. Build a social circle that reflects your worth. Be seen with successful, interesting, attractive people. Your network is proof of your value. A man who is respected by other men and desired by other women is obviously a prize worth keeping. Always be networking. Always be building connections. This demonstrates that your success and happiness don't depend on any single person. You have depth, you have options, you have alternatives they can't see or control. Never threaten replacement directly. That's amateur hour. Instead, let your lifestyle speak. A casual mention of meeting someone interesting at that event, or working on a project with a fascinating team, plants seeds of doubt without making overt threats. The key is genuine abundance mentality. You must actually believe the world is full of opportunities, not operate from scarcity. When you truly know you have options, you project a quiet confidence that's irresistible. They should sense that you're not clinging to them out of desperation, but choosing to be with them for now. This "for now" energy keeps them working to maintain their position in your life, rather than taking it for granted. The fear of replacement is primal and powerful. It taps into evolutionary anxieties about being left behind, abandoned, forgotten. When they know you could replace them, they work harder to remain irreplaceable to you. This isn't about making them insecure for cruelty's sake. It's about maintaining accurate market dynamics in your relationships. When they know other people value you, they're forced to value you too, or risk losing you to someone who will. Your options give you leverage in every interaction. You negotiate from strength because walking away isn't devastating. It's just inconvenient. This position of strength changes how they treat you fundamentally. Chapter 9. The reversal. When they come crawling back. After the calculated strike, after the period of silence, they will return. It's inevitable. They'll come with apologies, excuses, and promises. This moment determines whether you've gained lasting power or just temporary attention. Don't welcome them back with open arms. That erases the lesson and surrenders all the ground you've gained. You're not the grateful exile returning home. You're the judge, and they're the defendant pleading their case. Let them talk first. Don't interrupt their explanation or apology. Let them pour it all out, expose their desperation, reveal how much your absence affected them. Your silence during their groveling is your power. Don't accept the first apology. A simple, "I hear what you're saying," is enough. Don't say, "I forgive you," immediately. Forgiveness is a gift that must be earned, not automatically given, because they showed up. Impose a probationary period. Don't restore the relationship to its former status instantly. Grant them limited, conditional access. "We can talk, but I'm very busy these days. Let's see how things develop." They must audition for the role they once had for free. Every interaction now reinforces the new reality. Your presence is earned. Your time is valuable. Your forgiveness is conditional. They're working to get back what they carelessly threw away. This process burns the lesson deep into their memory. They learn that disrespecting you doesn't just cause temporary inconvenience, it costs them access to you entirely. And getting that access back requires genuine effort and change. Never make it easy for them to return to the old dynamic. The difficulty of earning their way back makes them value what they regain. Easy forgiveness teaches them that consequences are temporary and ignorable. By the time they're fully restored to your life, if you choose to restore them at all, they'll never mistake you for a pushover again. They've experienced the price of losing you and will work to never pay it again. Final chapter, the burden of power. We've given you the tools of influence and control. These are powerful weapons that can destroy relationships and hurt people if used carelessly. The final lesson is the most important: restraint. These strategies are defensive tools, not offensive weapons. They're meant to protect you from being exploited, not to exploit others. Use them against those who would use you, not against the innocent or genuinely loyal. The goal is respect, not domination. You want to be valued and treated well, not to control others through fear and manipulation. There's a difference between commanding respect and demanding submission. Never use these tactics on people who are already treating you well. Save them for those who mistake your kindness for weakness, your loyalty for desperation, your availability for expendability. Remember that real power comes from not needing to use it. When you know you can walk away, enforce consequences, and rebuild elsewhere, you rarely need to prove it. The confidence that comes from having options is often enough. The ultimate goal isn't making them fear losing you. It's becoming the kind of person who doesn't fear being lost. When you know you can survive and thrive, regardless of who stays or goes, you become truly free. This freedom from fear is what makes you powerful. Not the fear you create in others, but the fearlessness you develop in yourself. When you're not afraid of being alone, being rejected, or being replaced, you can't be controlled. Use this knowledge to build a life where respect comes naturally, because your value is obvious, where boundaries are respected, because your consequences are clear, where your presence is appreciated, because your absence is genuinely felt. The man who makes people fear losing him has already won the most important battle, the battle against his own fear of being lost. That's the real secret Machiavelli never wrote down. The power isn't in their fear of you leaving. It's in your freedom from the fear of being left. Now go build your kingdom, establish your worth, and command the respect you deserve. Not through cruelty, but through value. Not through manipulation, but through genuine strength. Make them fear losing you by becoming someone truly worth keeping.